lied about being pregnant as a joke. And the joke is not that pregnancy under strenuous circumstances is funny. The joke is not that the audience was gullible enough to believe that I was pregnant. The joke is you connected to something that wasn't real.
What the hell?
Okay, so there's this YouTuber called Caroline Konstnar, which I've heard of before. She showed up on my recommended a few years ago. She used to make parody, funny songs. It went extremely viral 4 or 5 years ago. I am not a fan by any means. Before this drama came out, I was pretty indifferent about her. I thought she was just like safe, edgy. I actually didn't even know this went down until literally yesterday when I was checking my Twitter DMs. Please follow me on Twitter. I will really appreciate it, and I will love you forever. And that's one of the best ways to reach me, so it's gotta be linked below. A few days ago I got this message and it says, did you see the YouTuber Caroline Konstnar lied about having fertility issues and clickbaited a miscarriage to promote her Patreon? But we have a video from 2 weeks ago, I have an announcement, and then we have one from 4 days ago, I lost the baby. I could see how people could find this insensitive. I have not seen these. Either if this showed up on my recommended or it was the first time, I would be like, this is kind of weird and sad. I know the thumbnail, the second one, gives it away, because no real person who has a miscarriage is going to act like this. But once again, I could see how people would be annoyed or upset by someone making jokes about something so serious.
I'm ovulating and I had like a plug of blood come out and I was like, oh my god, I'm pregnant. I'm 20 years old and I am figuring out what to do with my life. And I personally don't think I should have to choose to do anything in life. I think I should just do life. I think I should just not die and live, and that's life. But I meet so many people around me that are encouraging me to pick a thing, to be a thing. Like everyone's like committing to a bit. That's what life feels like. I'm committing to the bit of having a relationship with this woman who I don't really like. I'm committing to the bit of having this job that I don't really like. I'm committing to the bit of living in a democracy. I'm committing to this bit. I feel like it's okay to not know what I'm doing in life.
As someone who's not invested in this at all, I have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. Like, I don't disagree with her. The first video has a pretty good like to dislike ratio, 63,000 likes versus 1,000, 2,000 dislikes. I'm looking forward to what the whole big drama is about. I'm actually curious. I want to know, is this real outrage? Like, is there a legit reason for people to be upset at this, or are people just mad for the sake of being mad? You know what I mean?
I'm good, guys. I'm actually so good. I want to have a kid. I just don't think I can have a fucking kid right now. And I really want a kid. I do want a fucking kid. And I'm not being stupid. I'm not being like, oh, well, you're young. You don't really know what it's like. You have so much life to live. Fuck you! I'm having a baby. Like, I'm having the baby. It's not like it's not like I'm getting rid of it. It's like I'm having the baby. I'm gonna have a baby.
Me.
Remember how I had like shit going on with my...
All right. Like, I literally just woke up and this is the first thing I'm watching, so maybe my brain is not fully here. But I mean, this seems just to be a funny video. Like, I don't really see the big issue here, besides the whole thing of wanting a kid and then being pregnant. And I'm just reading the comment section and most people seem to understand it's a joke. It's just being a little funny. It's been a little goofy. So far, so good.
It's really interesting thinking about coming back to YouTube with an announcement like this, because I've been gone for so long. I started this channel when I was 15. A lot of you have been following me since I was 15 years old, and not that much time has gone by, and I'm already on to discovering new life. YouTube is not taken seriously. YouTubers are not taken seriously. That's a really frightening prospect. And the fact that a 15-year-old had the ability to just influence millions of people is absolutely ridiculous and so dangerous. But now, as I get older and I start to really think about my place in this world, I wonder, what should I do with my influence?
I mean, we all know that real YouTubers use their influence to talk to minors. You know, just go full Drake mode. It's not that deep. And I've read some comments that people say, well, it's just her talking about parasocial relationships. Let's just finish the video and then let's jump into the next one.
Guys, stay tuned, because I'm gonna be having a baby very soon. I slapped this video together just to let you all know where I've been for the past few months.
So I guess everyone here got excited what this video was. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but what's the outrage? Like, what's the big deal with this so far? We're gonna jump into the next one. So the first video had 63,000 likes versus 1.8 thousand dislikes, and the new one is getting a bit more backlash. And like I said, I've never seen these videos before. This is me going in raw, It's like kind of weird. And I'm reading the comments, and yeah, there's quite a bit more backlash over it. The pinned comment says, if you're mad at Caroline, then you must be new here. This person says, leaves for 2 years, comes back with a lie, asks for money. No way she actually pulled that. It was just a social experiment card. Parasocial relationships are bad. Proceeds to ask for money. Fanbase defends her, which she appreciates. Yep, absolutely no parasocial relationships can be found here. You must be blind or something. Faked my child's death to get money. So a lot more controversy, a lot more backlash. I want to see what this whole drama is about.
Okay, guys, I lost the baby and I don't know exactly where I put it. It has to be around here somewhere. Okay, so some of you guys are probably wondering,
no, I am not pregnant. And I'm sure some of you are shocked. I'm sure some of you are not surprised at all. I'm sure some of you don't care. But some of you might be asking, when you're a content creator, the line between entertainment and reality is very blurred. Your audience will become very attached to an abstraction of yourself. And the odd thing is that this connection can become very personally meaningful to the viewers, whilst not being personally meaningful to the creator itself. Your attention is monetarily valuable to me. And unless you have some narcissistic tendencies, which a lot of us do, the experience of having a parasocial relationship with your audience can be very uncomfortable. I'll give you an example. When I was 15 and I first started making content, I had a lot of people threaten to rape me every day. And if you could imagine, this was not fun. And the problem with this, beyond the obvious, is that there's no meaningful way to respond to this interaction. The offender has anonymity, and in some way, so do I. So I'm not treating them like a real person. They're not treating me like a real person. You're not real, and I'm not real, and none of this is real. And yet, the effect that we have on each other is still very real.
And as a content creator, I think parasocial relationships are interesting, especially if you're just some random ass guy or girl, you know, you just make YouTube for fun, and then someday it takes off, you're like, oh, how do I handle this? I think it's definitely a conversation worth having. I think as long as you don't go full dream parasocial relationship, super cringy, super clingy, being like, I will die for all of my 20 million subscribers or 30 million, however much that guy has. As long as you don't go that cringy. But yeah, there's people that take parasocial relationships way too fucking far, to the point where there's people out there who think they're friends with you or you're their BFF, and it's like, bruh, come on now. I think it's an interesting conversation, and it's very obvious that this whole thing is just one big joke. This is part 2. And once again, I completely understand why people would be upset by these titles. It could be a very sensitive topic, and the way she went about it probably wasn't the smartest, and we're gonna get into why in a bit. I get it why it might be sad, heartbreaking, annoying, or it might bring back bad memories. Now, whether you think it's funny or not, that's up to you. It's not like I'm here laughing my ass off like, yo, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. No, not really. I heard so much talk about it from a few people, and I was just like, yeah, dude, I'll take a look at it. I was expecting something fucking horrible, but pretty tamed, pretty mid.
I lied about being pregnant as a joke. And the joke is not that pregnancy under strenuous circumstances is funny. The joke is not that the audience was gullible enough to believe that I was pregnant. The joke is you connected to something that wasn't real. And I have become something that isn't real.
Okay, well, that's kind of corny. I get it, okay? I get what the message of the day is. I think the execution is kind of mid. Do I think it warrants death threats and her being harassed and hated on? I don't think so. Sure, give her some backlash, give her a piece of your mind. I don't know, like everything's just a bit weird. Like it's just fucking strange. Like I did this to show you that nothing is real. Okay, you might want to lay off the weed for a bit. I never thought of her as pretentious, but this has to be some of the most pretentious garbage I've seen in a while. I understand why some people might be upset. I completely get that, especially if this is the first time you hear of her. I mean, this got almost 600,000 views. Regardless, this whole social experiment at 3 a.m. with Joey Salads is fucking weird. You're not real. Nothing is real. Give me money. We're gonna get into that right now.
We all come here to find this connection over and over again. And we don't really find it until now, when you subscribe to my Patreon. Oh yeah, that's fucking right. This entire stunt has been an advertisement for my Patreon. I'm also announcing that I'm coming back to YouTube. Listen, I wanted to come back to YouTube and explain to everyone why I had been gone and what had happened to me in that time that made me want to come back. But some of you in my audience are pretty weird, and I don't blame any of you. You know, you can't help being weird, but I didn't think that it would be healthy for me to expose myself like that to all of you. And that's why I decided to keep a lot of my more sensitive information behind a paywall, where I would hope some of the audience would be more intentional with how they interact with me.
I am not paying $5 to $10 per month to see some random girl cry. I get all of this shit, okay? It's just dumb. Like, it's just so pretentious and it's stupid. This goes from cheapest to most expensive. I mean, little groupies, I get live vlog updates monthly. Okay, that sounds lame. I don't have Twitter. I don't know how to use Twitter. I like to put my thoughts somewhere. Okay, so you just get to hear a YouTuber bitch about stuff, which if anyone wants to pay me for, I'll take your fucking $20 if you want to hear me bitch and complain about anything. Exclusively behind a paywall. This one's a bit more expensive. I value my most sensitive personal information. At this tier, you get exclusive update video that details where I've really been in the last 5 years. What the fuck? And then you get this one, which is, you know, a bit expensive. Well, not a bit. This is like it's like $200. This is not reverse psychology, general support behind the scenes, top secret info. This whole fucking thing is so weird. And I know I keep saying it, but it's just kind of dumb in my opinion. Like, guys, I would post more content here, but I don't like mean comments and people are weird, so I'm gonna post other shit on Patreon for money. So she does say, I understand it wasn't appropriate for me to lie about being pregnant. My bad. Faking a miscarriage isn't funny. Miscarriages are traumatizing. I could definitely see why people say this was pretentious. Guys, this was a social experiment to escape from the Matrix and give me money, please. Nothing is real. Money isn't real except the ones you guys are giving me. But besides that, nothing else is real. Now pay me $50 to see me cry. What the fuck? I don't want to see that. I don't want to pay for that. That should be free. With that said, what do you guys think of the situation? Let me know. I'll be reading comments. It should be spicy. Yeah, with that said, I'll see you next time. Subscribe, by the way. Bye.